Jimmy Kimmel's return will not be the end of the story. They want to pick and choose what the news is, Jimmy Kimmel said last night in his much-anticipated return to the airwaves after Disney suspended his show last week. It was not a timid sally, nor was it timidly received by an enthusiastic audience that welcomed him back with a standing ovation. The embattled late-night host was discussing Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth's shocking new initiative, which requires credentialed journalists covering the Pentagon to sign a pledge to not report on, that is, keep from the American public, information the administration hasn't specifically authorized for release, even if it's unclassified. I know that's not as interesting as muzzling a comedian, but it's so important to have a free press, and it is nuts that we aren't paying more attention to it, he said. It was part of a wide-ranging, impassioned case Kimmel made in defense of free speech last night, from a platform he understands he might not have for long. His monologue was proof, too, that for now at least, Kimmel still has the freedom to say more or less what he wants, and the will to go hard against an administration hell-bent on censoring its critics. That wasn't a given, especially after Disney appeared to capitulate to a pressure campaign to preempt Kimmel, initiated by FCC Chair Brendan Carr, and carried out by broadcasters Nexstar and Sinclair, both of which are lobbying the FCC for lucrative deals. Carr advocated for Kimmel to be sanctioned for suggesting, in his September 15th monologue, that the MAGA gang was trying to characterize Charlie Kirk's alleged killer as anything other than one of them. When Nexstar and Sinclair refused to air Kimmel's show, Disney followed suit. The conditions for Kimmel's return remain mysterious. Did Disney totally reverse its clearly manufactured objection to his remarks last Monday and give him free rein? Kimmel remained vague, saying only that he and ABC's parent company talked it through. He expressed gratitude, emphasizing that as much as he objected to his suspension, they really didn't have to reinstate him, and that doing so, unfortunately, and I think unjustly, puts them at risk. The company's strategy has indeed been difficult to discern throughout this mess. Yesterday, while fielding boycotts from opposite sides, one from conservative broadcasters Nexstar and Sinclair, which refused to air Kimmel's return on their affiliate stations, and another from customers protesting Disney's role in the erosion of First Amendment rights by canceling their Disney and Hulu packages, the company announced a price increase for its subscriptions. Kimmel, by contrast, framed his return well, skillfully connecting his own role in the firestorm to other significant moments in TV history, particularly First Amendment battles. On Tuesday, in advance of his first show back, he posted a photograph of himself next to TV legend Norman Lear, who co-signed and won a First Amendment lawsuit against the FCC in 1976. And he opened his monologue by saying, "As I was saying before I was interrupted," a reference to Jack Parr's legendary return to The Tonight Show after he quit over a network decision to censor him. His approach in the monologue was thorough and direct. A government threat to silence a comedian the president doesn't like is anti-American. Thanking those who opposed his near cancellation, Kimmel emphasized the threat the president poses even to his allies by singling out Republicans who opposed Carr's actions for particular praise, including Senator Mitch McConnell and commentators Candace Owens and Ben Shapiro. "It takes courage for them to speak out against this administration," he said, "and they did, and they deserve credit for it, and for telling their followers that our government cannot be allowed to control what we do and do not say on television, and that we have to stand up to it." This, being a comedy show, he threw in a few jokes about Senator Ted Cruz, who defended Kimmel despite claiming to hate what he said, and likened Carr's tactics to those of a mob boss.